we're going to be talking about mixed race Nigerian children and how they're faring in the Nigerian UK diaspora. I feel myself, there is a general feeling, if you're talking about mixed race Nigerians, that there is more acceptance on the white side than on the Nigerian side. It's the Caucasian side, I want to say, but let's, for the purpose of this conversation, call it the white side. The children, the mixed race children, are more often there, than they are in the Nigerian community. And I start to ask myself the small basic questions. Do the children have Nigerian friends, in their schools, in this country? And how close are they? Do the children seem to be going out more on their own to discover more Nigerian things? Do they know how to cook food? I'm sure they're listening to Nigerian music with the emergence of Afrobeat. Do they like to go to Nigeria? How much do they know of Nigeria? And how concerned are the parents that either the community is not trying to bring them in, or maybe the community just look a bit daunting if you're looking from afar, especially if you're a mixed race child. Tico, you these things I'm talking about, have you seen, how do you think mixed race children are doing in the Nigerian diaspora community? Do you see loads of them around?
Oh, okay, no, not really. I'm not really too mingle with them.
No.
In that kind of setting.
You don't look at it.
I'm not even trying to see out of my head, trying to see whether do I even know any
any of your friends that have mixed race?
Yeah, no.
No, well, let me call Ozed, because I see a lot of them. And Ozed is a special guest this morning. He's
you're a media guy.
Yeah, he's got mixed race relationship. Good morning, Ozed. Good morning. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Good morning, ladies. I can hear you.
Good morning. You're live on London 89.9 FM. Please turn up your volume so we can hear you clearly. Tico, this is a very good man. Please say good morning to our special guest, Ozed.
Ozed, morning to you.
Good morning. That's my co-host, Tico. Good morning. Ozed, if you've been with us this morning, you've seen that we've called you to talk about how mixed race children are faring in the Nigerian diaspora community. And you're a father who seemed to be in this position. How would you say, looking at the community that you know and looking at your immediate family, do you think we're doing enough to integrate the children into the community?
First of all, let me say good morning to everyone, especially your spare place.
Good morning.
It's been a long time coming to have this conversation. Remember the last time we saw?
Yes.
Yeah, I just have a particular interest because obviously being in a biracial relationship and there's a growing number of mixed race children, especially in Europe, but particularly in the UK, because I live in the UK.
Yeah.
In terms of inclusion, I don't think personally, from my personal opinion, I don't think we're doing enough to integrate our mixed race kids, because I have at least I can name up to 10 of my friends who are also in a biracial relationship, but we don't even have discussions about, we personally have discussions about Nigeria, but our kids don't seem to be, not that they're not motivated, but we are not exposing them to that narrative about Nigeria. Like you rightly pointed out, outside Afrobeat, probably Nollywood movie, and sometimes Nigerian comedians. These are things that obviously they're making waves today. So they just pick up their interest from social media. And sometimes they attend Nigerian parties, which you don't even find most of them. I feel there's a lot they would contribute in terms of our growth. And, being born in Benin City, so I've lived outside Nigeria for over 30 years now, I still hold strongly the cultural values, the way we were raised at the time.
Sorry, can I just beg you to just increase your volume so we can hear you a lot clearer?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're better now. Now.
Oh, sorry, apologies.
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying I've been living outside Nigeria for about 30 years, and obviously I was born in Nigeria. And, the way we were raised back then, there was this sort of communal living and identity we enjoyed. And I feel we just have to preserve that cultural values.
Yeah.
Despite things have changed. I mean, if you look around Europe, countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal, those Nigerian houses, they still keep their culture despite the modern lifestyle they're living. That doesn't take away your culture because that's your identity, But I don't think we're doing much, generally speaking. But let me narrow it down to the mixed race, which is the topic of contention today. I don't think we're doing much, to be honest, and I just can't find myself to be guilty. And I'm not even done much because I'm not taking my seat in Nigeria either.
You don't have to be. Let me ask you some little questions here before the Tico. Please feel free to add to you. Ozed is talking to me and you and the public, right? Do the children sort of complain that the community is not there? That the community is not proactive. Is there a sort of friction? Do they feel that they're not part of this community?
I don't want to be negative.
No.
In terms of friction, but what I feel or what I think, sometimes when they are in the midst of Nigerians, so to say, they feel like they perceive as white people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when they're in the midst of these so-called white people, they're perceived as black people. So sometimes it's a bit, confusing for these kids.
Yeah.
Trying to, am I really accepted? It's not their fault, mixed race children, but it's just the way it is. But we should be doing more. We should be giving them that sort of reassurance to make them feel more inclusive.
I agree with you. And let's look at two aspects of this from a parental perspective. Now, most Nigerian parents like to invest in Nigeria with the notion that they're going to go back when they retire. If you see your children not being integrated into the community, interest in Nigeria waning, would you still invest in Nigeria? Would affect your decision?
Well, personally, it's a personal choice people make. People feel more connected to Nigeria despite the live in diaspora. And I always believe things will change. Things will change. Even in Nigeria, we're so negative. Not all of us, some of us are negative about today. It could turn around,
Yeah.
There's no way things will remain the same. The only thing that's constant is change. Things will definitely change.
Give me a second. Give me a second. There's a caller. There's a call coming in. I think. Let me see who this is. Good morning. It's the right direction. Who's this?
This is Musa.
Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Hi, Chief Musa. I am talking with. We have Ozed on the line, and he's talking about how mixed race children are faring in the UK diaspora. You have heard that they feel that they're neither here or there. If they're in the Nigerian community, they're a bit out. And when they go in the white community, they feel like they're being treated as black people. Do you think the community is doing enough to absorb our Nigerian mixed race family?
I wouldn't say whether we're doing enough. I think it depends on the family itself, because that acceptance starts with the family, and the mixed race children don't feel so welcome in the black community because the mixed race children don't accept the black children as well. So it's always a problem, and that it's not discrimination really, but I just think it's social. I don't know if you call it social acceptance. That social acceptance is not there.
Ozed, do you agree with Musa's assessment that mixed race families need to maybe do more?
Yeah.
Yes, we have to do more because, to be honest, we created this situation,
Yeah.
So we have to do more in terms of pointing these kids, exposing them to the realities of where they come from.
Yeah, hold on. So, Tico, you want to say something to us? You said you agree with him when he said the realities they created the situation or the parents.
No, I agree with him to some extent that it's more of it's from a family thing. Your family, for instance, you start from the family.
Yeah.
You know, where the acceptance comes from, how you want to play it up to you. But I don't think, I'm not going to generalize, I don't think all of them feel that way, that they don't feel welcome or there's a social disconnect.
Yeah.
But we have to do more. We have to promote the narrative.
Good. And I think we can. But let me ask another good question now. With the way things are going, if you have a mixed race child and our community, we're like 50-50, and they happen to be in the sport bracket, footballers, basketball or anything, would you now encourage them to represent Nigeria or represent England? Where are you with this, Ozed?
So let me tell you, I have a friend, I would maybe next time I'll try to see if I bring him. I have a friend. He lives in UK. His son is one of, I think I've forgotten his son's name now.
But hold on before you answer. Musa is still on the other line. Musa, did you hear Ozed's response?
Not quite.
He said, Ozed, sorry, you were responding. Musa, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Ozed.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to cite an example. I have a friend. His son he used to live in France, but he moved to the UK many years ago. His son plays tennis.
Yes.
And you won't believe it. He goes to Benin to participate in the tennis competition they do there, and he was one of the best. He's representing Nigeria, I would say, so to say. So it's a personal choice. It's how they really want to play. If you encourage them, you make them see the reasons about their heritage, where they come from. If you are proud of your heritage, of course they will take lead.
So what you're saying, Musa, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, Antico, please. If the parents are very involved in the community, it will be easier for the children. Is that what you're saying, Musa?
Yes.
Yeah. So if the children are actively involved in community matters, and Ozed, you are saying you agree that you are not so involved in the community, so it's harder for them because of
yes. It's a two-way thing, because if you don't expose these kids to where they come from, that identity. Children are very sensitive because you need to let them believe. You have to be Catholic about it. Where you come from, Nigerians. Act like a Nigerian, feel like a Nigerian, do as a Nigerian. Let me say, I'm talking about the positive values. If you remember, I cited an example to you then. I'm talking about in the early 90s when I came to the UK. It was difficult for us, even within the black community. If you come from Nigeria, the way they will discriminate these are black people. They'll tell you you've got an accent. And some Nigerians at the time tend to act as Jamaicans. They didn't actually embrace their heritage or their culture or where they come from. But today, from nowhere, if you see the way things have changed, the actual Afrobeat has really done a lot. It's changed everything. It's changed the narrative, Nollywood, Afrobeat. Then in our own little contributions, I wouldn't say little, in our contributions in terms of our professional lives here in the UK, we're doing a lot as well. So the recognition is not there. So today, people are more confident to say, "Oh, I'm a Nigerian."
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
So it all depends on how we are driving the narrative.
Well, I'm glad it's good. Is there anything else we, as a community, Musa, Tico, you're in this, as a community, is there anything we can do better? Even if Afrobeat is pushing us, but now we have a conscious situation and we want to integrate better. What do you think we can do? Musa, you have anything in your head?
Yes.
Go.
What we can do better is to make our children to understand that being not judgmental is a very good approach, but I can see the social vulnerability on the part of the children, because imagine at the playground what happens. They become vulnerable, and it becomes an issue where exclusion become the end of such non-welcoming such children. and it has to be a non-judgmental approach to overcome all this.
Yeah, yeah. Ozed, from a parent perspective, and Tico, you want to say, is there anything we as a community, is there any way you think this situation can improve on both sides?
Oh, I think it likely depends on the parents. It's how the parents relate with the children, whether they expose them to their culture, or whether they are interested in, whether they prefer the children to lean more to the UK, system or with the Nigerian system. Yeah. So it likely depends on the parent.
Ozed, as a parent yourself, do you think you're doing the best you can, or having listened to the reactions of everybody, you think where can you squeeze time to do more? Is that how you're feeling?
Well, to be honest, fair enough. My kids, they're quite open-minded. They kind of understand their position because, like, is he forgotten the first guy's name? Is he Musa?
Musa, yes.
Okay, like what Musa is saying, which is quite correct. We have to have this non-judgmental approach. We can't be saying, feel more like a Nigerian because Nigeria is better, or feel more like a white person because, white is better. No, we have to have that sort of open mind, be honest, take the good things of both worlds.
Yes.
And let them build on their potentials. Because I tell you, they know so much by just relying on social media. They read a lot. They involve themselves in social media. And they are quite interested. They want to know where they come from. They want to be part of it, But they can't just move to Nigeria without your guidance or your support, as a parent. So I think it's more important. I was thinking on a different level, like a community kind of thing, where we can have here in the UK, where probably it's difficult though, where people could associate themselves with, or we have a community of biracial relationship or mixed race kids happening somewhere, just to kind of build that interest in people. But I think that's a bit difficult because of our diverse lifestyle in the UK.
We have to try. Musa, is that possible? Is that possible?
Come again? A
biracial community of Nigerians where, because the children are very interested in getting into their culture. And Ozed has buttressed your point there. We can't be judgmental. When Nigeria is good, we're Nigerians. And when it's bad, we're not. When England is good, we're English. That means we'll be English all the time.
That of when it's bad, we are Nigerians. When it's good, we are English. It's a way of taking the steam of carelessness, because that comes to football. If you remember when Fashion and when the brothers they used to play football, they see them as British, but when John was outed as gay, they said the Nigerian footballer. you will always get that, but what I would say in consolation is believe in yourself and you will be fine. The parents should move away from how many black children do you have in that school? Say, they don't like black people. That is stigmatization. But confidence, if focused, non-judgmental will be the way out.
Yeah. Ozed, can we have you back, at some point in the next week or two? Because we want to continue this conversation. It's a very interesting one. We appreciate you today. It's just because we're running for time. Please, would you be available to come back next week to Ozed, if I may ask?
Yeah, I can try. Why not?
Please.
We're trying to promote inclusion. So, it's quite interesting. We have a forum like yours. Having this debate, to expose people to the reality that we have Nigerians, we also have mixed race Nigerians,
Yes, we have issues in our community and we should talk about them, because before you leave, I have to tell you, the mixed race kids are huge assets to our community. You understand? Huge assets. And we want to integrate them in. You understand? Musa, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Tico, I guess we should agree with that. There's no denying that fact. You understand? There's no, but we should learn how to harness it. When you say being honest, maybe we need to be honest with them and tell them that, look, You are a huge asset to us.
And that's why I say it lies a lot with the parent.
Yeah.
Yes.
How the parent communicate with them, interact with them and let them know how important it is. Yeah.
Ozed, thank you very much. Please stay with us, and we still hope to see you next week too.
No problem. Thank you very much, and thank you to the other contributors.
Tiko and Musa,
Thank you. Musa.
Thank you very much.
Nice speaking to you guys.
You too. Thank you, and stay with us. Musa,
Yes.
thank you.